let me try this. It seems to be I've added a boost on it. Pretty yeah, so something like this. Let me see if that will help. Usually when I put it this high, the microphone boost this high, it seems to sort of give a bit of an echo over here. But anyway, so I'll have to start the introduction again, unfortunately. But let me just make sure that everything is going as planned. So just making sure. Yes, something like this. Let me see if that will help. Usually when I put it this high, the microphone boost this high, it seems to sort of give a bit of an echo. But anyway, so I'll have to start the introduction again, unfortunately. But let me just make sure that everything is going as planned. So just making sure. Okay, so far the sound is good. I'll just sort of pause a few seconds there just to sort of hear just watch, so keep an eye out on the moderator stream here, just to make sure that obviously the sound is coming clear. So I'm just going to make sure it is as is. So I'll probably have to reduce the sound of the just reduce the sound or increase the booster. I can't hear any echoes. Maybe I might have to speak a little bit louder here, but it seems like yeah, we are okay from this point onward. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So the only thing I have to do now is change the settings in Microsoft itself. So usually this is a very tricky thing to do sometimes. It's just I try to avoid having to. So I'm going to put the sound down to around about 80 there. Apply, good, and let's resume. So yeah, pretty much that. So once again, welcome one and all to another one of my streams. Today we're jumping back into the. Okay, here we go. I think the sound is okay now. So yeah, so jumping into the what's it called? It's been a while since I've done this, but just bear with me. Let me just yeah, just bear with me here a little bit while I get everything as it should be. So yeah, so jumping into the 737-8. It's a brand new series, version release from PMDG. The last two were the Dash 700 and the Dash 600. So yeah, they released the new Dash 800, which is the most common aircraft actually flown in the world nowadays. So yeah, I thought I'd do a nice little tutorial in it, and I started, instead of a cold and dark, I'm sort of just going to do it sat in the turnaround state or on the apron. So I've pretty much attached everything else at the back. Here we've got the stairs for the passengers who wish to just walk onto the aircraft, and obviously for the services and things like that. I've also attached the cargo and the baggage belts themselves, and I was gonna attach the cabin. I was going to attach the cabin catering trucks, but let me see if it's available. So we've got fuel truck, maintenance truck, lavatory, fuel. We've got enough fuel in the we've got enough fuel. Parks bus, we don't need that. Forward galley. So the aft galley is on hold at the moment because I'm guessing it's due to the belts, so the luggage and belt. So yeah, but with that, I'm just gonna pretty much push through now and just make sure that I've got all the lighting right as well. So let me just sort this out. The circuitry brightness, panel brightness. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I don't have to do anything else now. So yeah, I'm just gonna program the flight management system here, and then we'll get ourselves on and out of here. So yeah, the flight time is actually 35 minutes past, but we're going to be a little bit late in this one, so that's not a problem. That's always sort of the issues you have when you're doing a tutorial. You're always dependent on a lot more factors than just getting aircraft ready to fly. So basically I have to do explain more or less what's happening and so on and so forth. But anyway, let's just program the FMC here and let's get going. So first things first, go to the position initialization page, and this is sort of gives us where this sort of lets GPS know where we are. So today we are dropping from HECA, HECA, which is CAIRO. I think we're on gate, I think it's G3. Yeah, I think it's gate G3. Yeah, I think it's gate G3. Let me just double check just to make sure. I don't think the gates are numbered, unfortunately, because it's this vanilla version. But so if you start like 1, 2, sorry, yeah, 1, 3, 7, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to. I will consult the charts here. Yeah, so yeah, it is gate G3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's instead of the just odds and evens, it's actually 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's gate G3, and it's terminal 3 at CAIRO. Okay, flight panel here. Let's put the origin, which is HECA, and we're going to Istanbul, which is LTFM, which is the brand new airport. And then flight number, or company, actually just go with the company route here. So let's go HECA to LTFM. So just gonna pop that in there. So we don't have one already, so I don't know why it's not loaded it from the SimBrief. So let me just see what is available. So 737. Yeah, unfortunately we have nothing. It's unfortunate. Okay, let me pop back into the menu here. So we can't delink. There's nothing that's gonna connect us with the SimBrief. I don't know why that's not okay. Yeah, so unfortunately I might have to do this whole, I might have to manually load the flight plan in, but for now let me try once more. Hopefully SimBrief will load it for me. So let's just check SimBrief here, and so let's download. Going to overwrite that. There's nothing in the yeah, nothing in the. Okay, let me try something. Let me just check the folders here and see if the different versions of the 737 actually have their own slots to put in to download the flight plan and weather information. So let's come here and to the commons folder, and PMDG aircraft, got data here, and okay, I think it's in documents. Okay, I don't know where the flight plans are. I'll probably think it would be in data or data somewhat. Yeah, so there we go. So what I have to do now is do a bit of a transfer. So I'll go into the 700 series, go into data, sorry, not data, documents.
Ground taxi to the gate.
Oh, processing config. So we're looking for HECA to LTFM. So I'm going to copy that into the -8 folder. So it's documents, not documents. Config, flight plans, and then we're going to need the weather also. So go here. Config, and we're looking for HECA WX, which is the weather information, and then I'm going to copy and paste that into the -8 folder. Okay, and that should pretty much solve that issue. But what I'll do, I will be saving this into the I'm going to be saving this into the -8 instead. So let's change the folders in the SimBrief app. So it's actually worth having, actually, the SimBrief app. Okay, so that should fix that for now. So what we'll do now, just come back here and then request the company route. So HECA or HECA, which is the CAIRO airport code, LTFM. So it's not showing anything. So let's go to a request here, and once again there's nothing. It's not done it, which is unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to just either manually do it, or I'm gonna have to try something else. So okay, overwrite, and then once again, yes, overwrite. Okay, now let's try this. Nope, still nothing available. Okay, so this is usually the issues you get sometimes when you have a new aircraft. You will need to sort of work your way around some of the issues that come with this. For example, this fact that I don't have any information here that I can actually that I can extract from the folder or the file, the save file for the sim itself, so for the aircraft itself. But anyway, so yeah, it's not included. So let me see if I can go back to the menu, and then let me see how to if I can actually do menu. Okay, so I can't go to the start menu or the main menu for the for this initialization page index. Let's go back to ident here, and then yeah, so that's fine. HECA, that's fine, and then check request. Nope, nothing has. It's not updated it, so that's unfortunate. It doesn't update it once you're in flight. So this is going to be a manual input, but it's fine because it's good to know what to do usually. So go back to trusty old SimBrief. So let me just find the right page here, and then we're going to sort of put everything in at once. So back here, we're going to go to the first you always put in is the to, not via. So the 2 is going to be DEGD. So that's DEDI, DEG, yeah, DEGD. And then from DEGD to Rasda via A16. So A16, and it is Rasda. Okay, then from Rasda to Tombi via M855, M855, and that's to Tombi. Okay, Tombi to Daria, Daria via UA16. And that's going to Deya, DERYR, IRA. And then next is Lambda by UM855, and that's to Lambda, LEMDA, Lambda. Okay, next page, and then we now continue to KFK by UA16, KYK, KFK, sorry, KFK. So I'm going to have to sort of switch through pages here, and then to last waypoint is CISP. So to CISP via UM855 to CISP. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do. So just double check just to make sure everything is good. So all the waypoints and all the airways are in, and then just click activate and accept, and then back to the routes page here, and then we're going to now put the flight number. I think is MS, which is for which is the airline code for Egypt Air, and then it's MS real life flight, flight MS735, and then runway. I think we're going with 23 center, so 23C, and then that's it. So we're going to accept that, and I'll also save it as well. So we're going to save it as MS737 and then confirm, and that's it. So we're done with this page. So just check the alternates here, and then check the nearest. So it's just sort of just going to keep changing as we go along. So back to the route page here, and now we can go into the performance page. So pretty much everything should be in here already. So just going to request, and it's just going to get all the information which is in this which is all here in the load page, and the fuel page as well. So this includes the passenger numbers, so 0 fuel weight, and so on and so forth. We're just going to have to wait for this to populate. So it's collected the information. All I have to do now is just load that in, and all the information is already on. So one thing I have to do also is to include the transition, I think it's transition altitude for CAIRO. Transition altitude for CAIRO is transition altitude is 4,500. Okay, now accept that. So so cost index is right. Reserve fuels 2.9 kilograms is right. So 2.9 or 3 tons near enough. Cruise winds. I'm just gonna have to go to the sim brief, and I'm gonna use the average winds, which is 246 degrees by 39. So 246 by 39 at 39, sorry, 39 knots, 39 knots. It's fairly windy on the way there. So that's pretty much it. Coming to the thrust page. Yeah, so basically thrust page here. So how yeah, anyway, never mind, I'll have to go through this at another time. So just quickly, what I do now is just I'm going to use second D rate and climb one D rate 2 for takeoff. And yeah, onto this page now. So we're going to go with flaps. We're going to go for flaps 5. And center of gravity. Just double click this and it'll populate this for you. So I'd like to put this trim into the into here. So the trim is 5.25. So I think I think it's nope. Okay, 5.25. So I think it's about right. Okay, so it's a bit annoying having to get the right position that you want at the master piece. So I'll probably have it on about here. So trim, go all the way down to around about 5. You want it just literally out. And stop on 5 here. Okay, and that's that. That's that set. And then let's continue with this. So just to double check, just make sure everything is right. So N1 is at 94.4. So I'd rather have it less. I'd rather reduce that N1. When it's around about 90, 89. So just go back here to thrust limit. So temperature outside is whopping 32 degrees Celsius. So it's fairly nice and hot. But we are going to need a lot of thrust because this air is very thin. So I don't want to derate it too much. So I'm going to use like let's say 29 degrees here. I don't know how does it do this? So that's 29 degrees. I can't remember how I used to be able to do this. I think let me try just directly editing here. So you can't do it there. 34. Oh, so you can only go up, you can't go down. So I'm going to go for 36 degrees. So it's going to ask for a little bit more thrust than I really want to. So I'm going to use 36 degrees as a sort of estimate. Okay. Now we're going to need a bit of information here. We can either go to 80IS, 80s, which is here, CAIRO 80s. Okay, so winds are 315 at 15. There we go. Runway slope. I still don't know how that's done. I don't know where that information is. Okay, so she's gonna rumble on for a bit, so just let her do her thing. Okay, so what I want now is to find the slope. I don't know if I can find the slope information for a runway. I don't know where it is. If anyone does, please feel free to message me so I know where to look on the chart. Now, runway elevation and all that information is easy to find, but the runway slope, as obviously Microsoft has included a slope as well, so obviously the shape of the runway altogether. That's been included finally into Microsoft Flight Simulator. FSX did not have that. All the runways were flat, 0 degrees. But a lot of yeah. So anyway, so I'll have to check the. So I'll have to check and find out runway elevation, runway slope at some point. If you do, please feel free to message me. So far so good. We are in good shape to continue now. So I think we're pretty much, yeah. So I'm going to leave that page for now. So this is done. I'm not going to accept the V speeds yet because there's a couple of things that you have to do yet. And then I'll have to do that probably last. So just come up to this page. Actually, what I'll do now is I'll start to get rid of some of this ground clutter here. So oh yeah, I have to do it the other way. So back to here. I'm going to go into services. So ground power will still be on. Air conditioning can be disconnected. Next page, fuel truck. That can also be disconnected as well. We don't have anything else. No maintenance faults. Maintenance. And then. So the jetway is still not working properly yet, so we can wait for that. So we can now get rid of all the cargo stuff, so the trucks and the belts. Okay, so back onto here. So just double check here, make sure everything is right. For speed restrictions page here, the take of speed restrictions, I'm going to go down to 240 below 10,000 feet. I just prefer to start a little bit slower while climbing out, instead of going right up at the limit. And then okay, that's fine. So the cruise, I don't think there's any step climb. The cruising altitude, let's just double check here again. Okay, so the cruising altitude is 34,000 feet. Checking on the flight plan itself, on the sheet, it says we're going to be maintaining 34,000 for duration of the flight. So that's fine. 340, and then let's keep that like that. So no step lines, and we're going to use LRC. So just make sure we get there in good time instead of having to depend on anything else. So for now, that's pretty good. No step climbs. Okay, finally we're onto this page here, and this is sort of where we have to manually put in some of the other information. So descending, or I don't mind below 10,000 feet on the other side. I'd rather maintain 240 below 10,000 feet, so that's fine. Okay, transition level for Istanbul, I think it's going to be the same as all Middle Eastern countries, so it's about 13,000, no, actually no, so yeah, about 13,000, 12,000 feet, so I'm just going to use 12,000 feet for now, so 12,000 feet. Okay, let me request so I'll request weather information, and let the computer do that. Okay, so it's got some information, so we're going to load that in. Invalid. So yes, it is not. Yeah, it's not got the information. So what I'll do is I'll go back to SimBrief. And SimBrief will have all the wind information for the approach phase of the flight. So we're going to go to the descent section here, and yeah. So we've got about how many? Sorry, let's go back here. So we've got about 3 slots. So I'll start from altitude 310, 200, and 150. So 310, 3200, and 15,000 feet. So this is all the information that I want to have displayed. And then winds at 310 is 305.18 at 18 degrees knots. 347 at 10 knots, and then 9 at 4. Sorry, 350 at 9. And that's it. I'm gonna accept that information in, and yeah, so yeah, this top line is complete. Progress page, that's something that we'll have to deal with later. We don't need to do anything with hold pages, but we have to now set up the arrival information. So back to the let's go to the next page. Actually, let's find I think it's runway 6. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so I think I used the Z transition. So the Z ILS Z36, runway 36. The star is CISP1A. So CISP2A instead. So that's going to be fine. So transition to the runway. We need to come to the charts here. So we're looking for the Istanbul charts here, and so we're coming in through Veste. Is that Veste? No. Sorry, Veste. No. So Sadid or Imra. Sadid or Imran. Sadid or Imran. Okay. So I think I'm going to use Sadiq. Sadiq is probably going to be the transition I'm going to have to use here. Okay, let's try Sadiq. So what we'll do here is we can. So while this is sort of sorting itself out, go into the menu page, and then we're going to go and check the route map from here. So check the step climbs. So it's a very long approach. Very long approach into. So yeah, it's going to be Sadiq transition here. Okay, and that's that. So we're pretty much done everything that we need to do now. So unable to 280 at CISP. So there's going to be a bit of an issue with CISP there, but we'll deal with that when it come to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So coming to the legs page, we've pretty much checked to make sure that there's no discontinuities. That's all we're going to have to do on this page here. So just double check there's no gaps in the flight plan, and it's a very long approach indeed. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for now. We can do the thrust. Yeah, so this is going to be that. So we're going to derate it here. Then I'm going to go down to 36 degrees, and then I'll come to the Texas page here, and this is going to be the last thing we're probably going to do on the FMC here. Actually, we have to do the fixes as well. So okay, this is going to take a bit of time to do, but it doesn't take too long. Okay, so V speeds, V1 is 144, VR is 145. So pretty much as soon as we get the call out for V1, we start pulling up the back the control lever, and then Start raising the nose from there. V2 is 148, so we're going to dial this in here, 148. Turn on the flight directors, and then VNAV and LNAV can now be armed, but I don't think VNAV can be armed as of yet. So I don't know what the issue is about the VNAV, but anyway, so that's something that I'll probably have to do after we take off. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Our takeoff weight is 68.2 tons. That's fine. Yeah, so let's come up to here. So I'm gonna go 250 actually at 10 knots, at 10 below 10,000 feet. 250 below 10,000 feet. So we're having an issue with elevation here because that's where the ground should be. So yeah, CISP, there's going to be an issue with the speed. So let me just double check that actually before we do the fixes. So CISP here, so we need to be 280 below at or below 28,000 feet. So that's something we're gonna have to consider. Let me what I'll do is I'll get this back to where it needs to be, and gonna have weather for that. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. We can now start actually heading out, but first I'm gonna do the fixes. So HECA, and we're gonna go at 10 miles out and at 20 miles out, and yeah. So next one is LTFM. So I'm gonna have a ring 5 miles out, another ring 10 miles out. So it sort of helps me know when to drop the gears. 5 miles means to know usually where you get clearance, where you get the final clearance to land. 20 miles out is just to know when to start decelerating. So that's sort of how I use that. As far as the what's it called, the alternate, so our alternate airport is quite distance back, so it's LTBZ, and I'm gonna go at probably about at 10 knots, at 10, and yeah, so I'll just leave it at 10, and that's pretty much it. Let's get some information shown on here, so we get ourselves ready to now start. So yeah, LNAV is not being engaged. I don't know why that is, which is lateral navigation. LNAV, but anyway, that's fine. So yeah, so the catering has brought the food. We can now get rid of the stairs and the catering as well. So back here, and then we're going to go to ground services here. We can get rid of the aft, and then we also release the stairs as well. As we do that, I can now, first thing I'll do is I'll turn off the AI voice assistance here, and what I can do now is pop onto the top page here. Your dumper is on, everything else is good. Fuel pumps, we can bring them on now, and then we can now start the APU. Now, it's been a while since I've done this, but it's fine. I'll learn how to. Okay, APU is coming in line, so you can just check. I think it's APU here. So we'll check APU generator. So once it's 100%, then it will give you the information there. So we can now start by turning on the hydraulics. We'll leave the window heat. We'll turn on the I don't think we need the icing, not really, because it's 32 degrees outside, but wing icing and all that stuff, so you don't need to worry about that. Just put on the hydraulics here. So wait for the APU to come online, and there it goes. So we can now switch to APU from ground power. So APU is now powering the systems, the electronics, and yeah, that's it. So with that, we can now disengage the where is it? So I'm just going to change that to stairs. Get rid of this. Get rid of the jetway as well, but it's still attached, so that's fine for now. So what I wanted to do was to disengage the ground power, so ground power can go off, and then so jetway inhibitor. I don't know why there's a jetway inhibitor. So boarding. So boarding is now complete. We can get rid of the jetway, but we have to use the other. Have to use this this tool here. I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I'm watching the HBO Game of Thrones, new Game of Thrones show. Okay. So now close this door. As the door's closing, let's get rid of the jetway, and then we can now
cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
So let's bring the tow truck and let's head on out. Okay, so I want the V-speeds page here, so that's what I'm going to leave on there. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So back up here and get the lightings on. So anti-collision lights can now come on.
Egypt Air 848 taxi to gate Foxtrot 1, via taxiway Alpha 4 Alpha Alpha Tree, cross runway 05 left Alpha 4 Alpha Juliet 1 Juliet Sierra.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Please set parking brakes.
Taxiing to gate Foxtrot 1, via taxiway Alpha 4 Alpha Alpha Tree, cross runway 05 left Alpha 4 Alpha Juliet 1 Juliet Sierra, Egypt Air 848.
Okay, so
Please set parking brakes.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
I don't know why the parking brake is not being engaged. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're good to go. Okay, I need to also record this flight for a replay later on, so I'm gonna have that recording at the same time as the live stream as well. So yeah, I think that is it. So we're having issue. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. It's not engaging the parking brake. That's it's very unusual, and we can't map the keys yet in the settings. It's not been added yet, just colors, performance, and simulator. So that's the issue here at the moment. I don't know what's happening with the parking brakes. But anyway, okay, so parking brake should be fine. So everything else is fine. So I don't know why. Okay, okay. So that's fine. Yeah, we're pretty much good to go here. So we're heading over there because we're taking off runway 23 center. So it's a lot quicker to get to where it needs to be. So what we'll do now is we'll start the pushback, and then
Cockpit to
we
ground.
can then start the engines. So while that's doing that,
Push.
what I'll do here is I
Clear
will
for push start.
turn the
Parking
isolation,
brakes are
turn the
released.
turn off the box, put the isolation, APU isolation
Yeah, we'll start in the
to
sequence.
auto, and then once we start pushing, I'm going to wait actually until we actually finish the pushback.
Cairo ground air Frontier
Um,
762 with Sierra ready to taxi
But
IFR.
yeah, so that's sort of where.
Air Frontier 762 taxi to and hold short of runway 05 right using taxiway Sierra Tango Romeo cross runway 5 center Romeo Foxtrot. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
In fact, I could actually, yeah, I can actually start the engines. So go to the here, go to the start switch, and then click onto ground. So wait for the pressurization here to get. Just wait for N2 to get to 20, and then you can now inject the fuel. You can start to bring the aircraft. The engines are absolutely amazing. Okay, so we're having connection lost here, so got a bit of internet issue here. Hopefully the stream is still going as it should. Okay, so connection is back on. So I don't know why it does that, but anyway, so what we're going to do here is we're going to hold and then stop.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Okay. So engine number 2 is stable. We can now start engine number 1. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn on the seatbelt signs as well.
Please set parking brakes.
Okay. Yes, I don't know why the parking brake is not working,
Parking
so
brake set.
there we go.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Okay, now wait for N2 to get to 20, and then you can now inject the fuel. So let's have a nice,
See you at the side.
let's have a look at the engine sort of spool up.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, with that I can now bring back the
Cairo
HECA.
ground Egypt Air Bravo, 4 Lima Golf with Sierra ready to taxi IFR.
Why are they giving me a male voice again?
Bravo 4 Lima.
Yeah, I did change the co-pilot's voice, so I don't know why they're giving me a male voice instead. Where are we? I think it's in miscellaneous here. Yeah, co-pilot is female, so I don't know why. So yeah, co-pilot is female, so I don't know why it's not.
Taxi to and hold short of runway 5 center using taxiway Sierra Tango.
So it's giving us 5 center, so that's not a problem. We can deal with that.
Taxiing hold short runway 57 via taxiway
Okay.
Sierra Tango Egypt
So
Air
both engine 1 and 2 are stable. I can now start a recording. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We can now bring on the flaps. So I'm going to choose flaps 5. So it's flaps 5, while it travels, we can just check the controls. So full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. So I don't know where this Egypt Air is going. I hope it's not coming in here, because I still need to get out. And yeah, so back to the top here. So just make sure all the lights are off. So we can now transfer to engine generators, meaning that we can now turn off the APU. And yes, so let's go down, set the chime, and then we can now turn on the window heats and probe heats. Okay, don't need to do anything with the hydraulics. We can bring back, we can turn off the isolation valve, put it into auto, and then turn the packs into auto. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We can now bring on the taxi and runway turn-off lights. I usually would put the engine starts into continuous when it's raining, but I like to just do it so it's as I have it like standard package. So as this is known as the dark cockpit configuration, so there shouldn't be any lights on apart from obviously these two here. So everything else should be all the lights should be off. So there's no orange lights anywhere, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So yes, we've got Nile Air here. That's gonna have to wait because we've got someone that's decided to pretty much block our route. So I don't even know where he's supposed to be going, but so we've got Nile Air here. Okay, never mind. So LNAV is not working yet. It's usually VNAV, but LNAV is not. I think I know why. So while we're waiting for this thing to solve itself, so the DESGI, I think is the. Let's get this properly right. So DESGI is going to be the next waypoint. Let's try L. Okay, so I think I know what the issue is, because we haven't really given us a runway or anything to choose. So we're gonna have to go stay with heading course. So we're gonna so instead of LNAV, we're gonna keep flying straight ahead until we can actually okay. So that's basically what's gonna happen. So just a quick description, basically. So yeah, I've seen that I don't know what's wrong with CAIRO, but we don't have any navigational information at all from CAIRO. So we don't have any information, for example, the airport, the runway, sorry, or any SIDS at all, or any SIDS of information flying out. So what we have to do instead is to go once we've taken off runway 23 center. We maintain runway heading until we get far enough away, and then I'm going to have to reselect deck day, and then from then on the aircraft can follow that to that waypoint, deck D, and then that's when I can put on the LNAV. So for now, the aircraft does not know where to go to, so we're going to maintain heading select, which is going to be 226 degrees, which is runway heading. Simply put. Okay, so he's just going to keep spinning around, so let's head on out. Okay. Okay, let me I'm gonna test the okay, TCAS is tested. Okay, so turning left here, heading towards 2-3 center here. So I don't know if it's it's best to sort of take this, probably take this turning here. Let's have a quick look around. Actually, no, it's the next waypoint here. So I don't know why we're having issues with the.
Roger,
Yeah.
Egypt Air, Bravo, 4 Lima Golf.
Continue taxi, so that's us. Yeah, I should have waited until the next taxiway, but anyway, we're still going in the right direction, so that's the main thing. So they should have really let him wait, or well, I didn't have a choice. I can choose whenever to leave, but they really should have let the other 737 wait before it could join, or could come into the to its gate. But anyway. Okay, let me just check controller options here. So parking brake, yeah, it's yeah. And now there's someone else that needs to. Okay, that's fine. Let's head on out before, because a huge traffic jam here.
CAIRO ground Egypt Air 788 request taxi to the gate. Egypt Air 788 taxi to gate Foxtrot 7 using taxiway Foxtrot 1 Foxtrot Hotel.
Okay, I need to get sound sorted as well.
Lima cross runway 5 center Lima Tango Sierra. Taxiing to gate Foxtrot 7 using taxiway Foxtrot
Now the one thing I will
Lima cross runway
always say about the this 737 is I love the engine sound. The sound of the engine is just so such a delight. It just sounds so good. It's just I don't know how how they. I'm pretty sure they obviously had to pay like an airline, or even went to Boeing themselves and said we need some engine sounds, or even went to the engine manufacturer. But the sound of the engine is absolute delight. I love it so much. But yeah. So we can now speed up a little bit here. Okay, so LNAV is still not available. So we can join onto this taxiway here. So I'm just going to go to this taxiway here. So we're on Sierra at the moment, and we're joining this taxiway. I don't know what taxiway number it is, but never to mind. Let's keep going. lie, I love this aircraft. It just has so much to give, and PMDG really put their heart and soul into it. So yeah, I'm happy to give him the money for it. So the main reason I'm using runway 2C is because you get a nice little view of the pyramids of Giza on the way out. So heading, because the pyramids of Giza is actually on the other side. So as we take off from this side, it'll be just pretty much straight in front of us as we fly out. So we might have actually be able to see it. But I'll have to get autopilot on as soon as possible. Yeah, that's the main reason I'm going for this runway here. Because at the moment, everyone else is flying from. Everyone is taking off on runway 5C or 5 right, whichever one the. Even 5 left, I think, is being used for landing and takeoff. So as we sort of start a takeoff roll, there might be someone probably just waiting to join the runway, so we'll probably be just going head first towards pretty much pretty much in front of, flying right ahead, well, rolling right up to an aircraft that's taking off. So we can now hold the position here, and then let's tune to tower, and then so we're not near. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll turn on the strobe lights. So I don't think we've been cleared for takeoff yet, but I don't have a choice. The runway that I can't really choose. Oh, here we are. So
Cairo Tower, Egypt Air Bravo, for Lima Golf at runway 5 center, ready for departure IFR to Lima Tango Foxtrot Mike.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf, QNH 29er.83, wind tree 15 at 15.
okay, we've been cleared for takeoff. We're gonna hold here for a bit. Okay, we're gonna hold it on the foot brake. Wait for this aircraft to clear the runway. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the wing lights here. Okay, so pretty much straightforward stuff here. Advance the throttle to around about 50% of N1. Release the brakes. Press the okay, we can now press the toggle button, so it brings up to the rated speed of 92.1% of N1, and then we slowly push the nose forward a bit so to avoid the aircraft's nose from sort of just pulling straight up. 100 knots, we can now release the pressure, and remember V1, V2 is pretty much straight after, so 144, 145. V1, rotate. Position ready to climb, gear up. Let's trim slightly here so we don't have to apply too much thrust. I'm gonna hold it up here and let the aircraft sort of accelerate slowly.
Contact CAIRO Center on 119er.
Okay, I can now turn on the autopilot.
119er.35 Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
So autopilot can come on now.
Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf is at 1,300 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Okay, autopilot is on. So as we climb now, I'll pretty much just actually reduce. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you the pyramids of Giza there. So flaps 1. So there's the pyramids there. I've got a nice little view of them. That's the main reason why I chose this place. So flaps 1. And then flaps up. So let's just watch the flaps retract. So we can now turn off the landing lights. So the taxi lights and taxi runoff lights. So got a nice little view here of CAIRO. Okay. And yeah, so taxi lights and runway turn off lights can now come off. Landing lights and wing lights can stay on for now, and then you can now turn off, put this into off position, landing gear lever into off position. Okay. So just thought I'd have a look at the Sphinx there. Sorry, the pyramids of Giza there. Okay. And I'm pretty happy with this now, with our departure. So we can now head towards Degdi, and then put LNAV on. Oh yeah, sorry, Degdi. And then transition altitude, we can put that now to standard. To that to standard, sorry. Okay, and we're gonna start the right turn now to Degdi. So that's how simple it is. It's very little that you need to do to actually get airborne. Obviously, once you're lifting the nose, you're trying to avoid not scraping the nose of the aircraft. And yeah, so that's it. Keep our climb up, and now prepare, set up the.
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
So we're now getting clearance.
Egypt Air 726, you are 23 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 8,100 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway 05 left approach.
So we're gonna have something like this. So we're gonna get rid of all the airports here. But yeah, so we're gonna maintain 250 knots below 10,000 feet. So we're coming up to 10,000 feet here, and we can now Okay, crossing 10,000 feet. We can now turn off the landing lights and the wing lights. Chime to let the cabin crew know that we're in good. I forgot to put down the heads up display, but we don't really need it that much. It's only best for when you're landing, but it does help when you are also taking off as well. So we're going to start to accelerate here, so we're just going to put the nose down slightly while the aircraft starts to accelerate, but as we still keep climbing as well. So fuel just means that there's no more fuel in the center tanks, so we need to turn off these center tank fuel tanks here. So that's all that is. So we're not running out of fuel. But yeah, sorry, we're not running out of fuel. It's just have to turn off the fuel in the center tanks. So let me just get all this information here on this side also. So we need to get the right information sort of shown. So I'm going to get into progress page here. So just flying over the River Nile. Okay, 13,000 feet and still climbing. Aircraft's in good condition. Happy with everything that's going so far. I'm going to change the heading actually. 345. So. Okay, so that's the next. That is our next altitude. Yeah, suggested altitude. So let me find out information about Istanbul Airport. Okay, so runway heading is 354, and so on and so forth. So that's runway heading 344. A localizer is 113.35. So I think that goes here. Gonna switch that across. So that's radio, that's for the navigation here. NDB, I don't know if it has MDB. I haven't really put any information I haven't written down any information about it as of yet. I'm also going to leave the I'm going to leave the autopilot. Sorry, the the seatbelt signs on a bit longer. I forgot to turn on the chronos here, but that's fine. Yes, landing altitude. Barrow is 201, and that's that. Okay. 11135 DME. So we're nowhere near yet. Got a bit of flying to do yet before we pick up that radio, the 1135, which is there. And runway heading is 354. So once again, But yeah, that's pretty much it. Most of what pilots do now is just sit back, relax, and ask you to enjoy the flight. Pretty much. But anyway, yeah, so that's sort of really it you have to do. There's nothing much else that needs to be done here.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf.
Okay, so our next step climb, our next altitude constraint, altitude requested altitude is yeah, 345, well, whatever it was that they said. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Never really have to do anything else. Just check the console, make sure everything is as it's supposed to be. Your jumper on, fuel pumps as required. I can check the generator. They're both, yep, they're both good. So Gen 1 and Gen 2. There's no ground power, obviously, because we're not on ground. Generators have been turned on. APU is off. Lights are off. Seatbelt signs, we can now turn them off actually, or put them into auto. Window heat, everything. We don't need any de-icing for the wings or engines, so that's fine. And yeah, voice recorder is on auto. Everything else is on auto. APU bleed is off. Isolation valve is in auto. Cruising altitude is 34,000 feet and landing altitude is 300 feet. That's all you have to do. Everything else is as supposed to be. I always like the logo light on. But yeah, that is it. So just sit back and we'll enjoy the flight. So I'm just going to check the stream at the moment, and it seems to be going very well, very smooth. Doesn't seem to be any issues at all with the stream, so I'm happy with that. It's a little bit for a few minutes, well, about a minute or few or so behind. So it's still a distance, but yeah, it's a nice little stream. Hopefully it just be one part, because for whatever reason I keep struggling having to do multiple parts. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. What I'll do is have some radio silence until we get to cruise. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes for the aircraft to sort of climb up to cruise. So I'll have some radio silence until then, and then obviously I'll have a sort of chat with you. As you can see, we're already approaching the Mediterranean. It's a very fast aircraft. I mean, aircrafts are fast anyway. But yeah, so we've got a nice little cruise over the Mediterranean, and yeah, so I'll be back in a sec. Okay, oh sorry, before I head on, there's one thing I forgot to do, and that's got the thrust limiter here, and so actually it's okay. So we're on climb. Okay,
Egypt Air Bravo.
cruise climb. So we're gonna go to climb.
737 in sight.
Oh yeah, we'll use auto for climbing profile. So I'm just gonna keep it on auto, so it'll be fine. So back onto the legs page, and yeah, I'm just gonna change the view to the outside and enjoy. I'll be back in a sec. hello. Okay, finally, I'm back. So I took a nice little short break just to sort of get some stuff sorted. But anyway, as I can see, we're over the Mediterranean. Big piece of ocean. Well, actually sea. And yeah, we've got a bit of flying yet to do before we get to yeah, to the, I think it's southeast Europe, which is northwest Middle East. But yeah, so making good time. Should have taken off about half an hour ago. But anyway, so 27 minutes is not that much of a difference. It's still okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really much more to do. No step climbs to worry about. Just pretty much what's it called? Just pretty much just waiting to start preparation to land. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I will check for the NDB. NDB. So let's go at the takeoff checklist. So all that's done. That's standard now. So the next phase is going to be descent phase here. But yeah, NDB. Let me just check what the NDB for Istanbul is. I'm going to save this. And share this chart. So I don't know where I put them exactly. Pictures no, videos no, music no. So yeah, I'm gonna have to create a new folder for my charts.
Egypt Air Bravo, 4 Lima Golf have the Boeing 737 in sight.
Okay, so I've got. Oh yeah. So given told us twice about where the aircraft is. Anyway, so let me. Okay, so what I'm going to check now is top of descent. So at the moment, all we have are so all the way to Edessa. So from Edessa, between Edessa and Otsix, yeah. So it's really about 20 nautical miles. So that's where the top of descent is going to be. So there's another aircraft somewhere ahead of us there. So we'll get a warning over them. I don't know if they're coming towards us or we're going towards them. But there she is, not too far ahead. Okay, so let's check top of descent from here. I also have to check for NDB as well, but let's see where top of descent is. So let's just check. Okay, so top of descent or decel is there. Top of descent is before that. So let's. Okay, so that's lambda, KFK, KFK, Edasa. So yeah, so just a little bit after Edasa, that's where the top of the descent is, and that's how also where the alternate is as well. So yeah, everything is good, everything's calculated. So let's continue as is. Yeah, it's as simple as that usually to fly here. So usually it's a sort of nice little drone here. Sometimes you don't realize how big the Mediterranean actually is. Even just the width, just flying the width takes a good, I think it's a good half an hour at least. Half an hour to 40 minutes to cross. So I like the custom views here that sort of come with it. So quite a few of them. I like this one. It's like underneath the wing. It's just on the side of the aircraft. Right at the front. Got nice little views. I do like it. But yeah, so that's sort of it. Okay, I'm gonna go some other views, so just enjoy do my own custom views. But I like this this view at the back. So if you're just walking through the aircraft, it's actually not that bad. But I don't know what they've done here. So I put like I don't know what they've done that far, but anyway, you can see outside the window. All the little mirror things, little weird, sorry. So that's where the food is prepared. That's the laboratory here. And then, yeah, just a nice little walk to the front. Welcome to PMDG. So it's a very big aircraft. You don't realize it when you're on the inside. It's actually quite a big tube. I like what they've done with the lighting as well. They've got it so right. They've got the lighting really well. They just nicely walk to the front here. So they don't really have magazines anymore. Not on many flights anyway. They don't have any magazines. I think it's just like the smaller aircrafts. But yeah, you don't get any magazines anymore. And then you have like the business class here with a slightly bigger, wider seats. I think it's a 3-3 configuration, and in the front here you have 2-2 configuration. So get more leg room, get a nice little torch there as well for any nighttime arrivals. And then we come to the forward galley here, and got the tips to the doors. They haven't really I don't know what's happened. I don't know what I clicked there. Yeah, so I made a bit of a boo-boo there, but we're going to be picking up speed again. So I don't know why I clicked. That's why I'm quite unsure. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate. The doors on this side are properly textured, quite good. Yeah, the texture is quite good in here. But once you go to the other side, oh, I actually forgot to do that as well. Test the oxygen. Yeah, so I'll show you actually what you can do here. So this is something you have to test when you're doing the first, when you're sort of preparing, when you're doing the first flows. Sorry, so you test oxygen. That's 0, and then this is maximum, and the clicks back to normal. So you test both sides. You click that little red button, and then it allows 100% oxygen to flow out, and that's it. I think it refills itself automatically, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So auto brakes, I'll probably go auto brakes too. I want to be able to sort of exit the runway as quickly as possible, but I also do enjoy the landing roll quite a lot. So yeah. One thing I could do is do the landing speeds. So go to the menu here, and I think it's in the image page, and we have the landing approach reference here. So I'm going to go with full flaps here, flaps 40, and at the moment the speeds at the current weight is 141 knots, so it's going to be significantly lower than that the closer we get to Istanbul. So we can do is check the meta. So I can get rid of the CAIRO charts, and I think it's I forgot what it's called. What's the LTFM, isn't it? Yeah, LTFM. LTFM, and that's going to go for meta information. So at the moment, weather at Istanbul, we're looking at around about 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Dew point is 11 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit with a humidity of 56%. And pressure, barometric pressure, we're looking at 1022. And winds are northeast of 20 degrees at 16 miles per hour or 14 knots. Visibility is good, no significant weather to worry about. So one thing we have to include now here is 14 knots wind. So that's something that's gonna might have to change. I don't think we'll need to change it all that much, but that's pretty much it. So oh, okay.
Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf traffic in sight.
So we've got the traffic. That's the traffic I was mentioning about. I mentioned earlier. What altitude are there? I can't remember. 1260, so they're above us. I can't see it from here. There's quite a few aircrafts. There's one just gone past, and there's another one to the right there, and one's just gone past us, but I can't see it. But I can't see it. I can't see the other aircraft at all anywhere. Oh, there we are. So there's a couple of aircrafts here. There's one flying past. Let's go back into the cockpit. So there's one. There is one. A3200. A320. And there's another one over there. So got a bit busy skies at the moment, but anyway, that's usually expected. And okay, so I'm gonna get some of the information sort of ready here to do. Okay, so still got a bit more flying to do yet. Top of descent is way over there. It's quite a distance away yet, but getting a lot closer anyway. I'm taking a nice. And then finally, someone very, very close. Can't see him. It's 1 o'clock. A lot of aircrafts around us, in and around us, so there should be one. Should be one somewhere here. So a lot of aircrafts around us, but anyway, that's good. Okay, so we've got Cyprus to our right, and then coming up to Turkey now, so we're going to be getting the border from Turkey, south of Turkey. So it's pretty much a very straight flight. It's a very straight flight all the way to a very direct straight flight to Istanbul. But yeah, so making very good time indeed. I do like the time we've made. Look, I like the views as well. It looks really good. Look at that. Very good views at the back, yeah. And we've got some clouds ahead of us as well, finally. Okay, one thing I'll keep forgetting to do is checking for the NDB. So let's find the picture of the airdrome. Istanbul Airport. It's just called Istanbul. So Istanbul. It's a very big airport. I'm going to struggle trying to find where the parking spot is. I hope I get it in the new terminal. It's a very big airport. A lot of parking gates. Okay, so let's see the NDB. Even the approach itself is not very direct, or departure, sorry. But as far as NDB, I don't think there are any. It doesn't have. It's a fairly new airport, and it's only all the airports that have NDBs still. I'll use that radio frequency, that radio. But it should be something that's available still. The airport's so big; it has different. It has a lot of ground radio frequencies. Different radio frequencies. So I can't find NDB anywhere. I really can't. I don't think they have it. I might have to use the old Atatürk airport. So the old airport is Atatürk. I think it's already been shut down. Probably shut it down by now. But I'll use that because it still has NDB, and you can use it to sort of orient yourselves a lot easily. So there's one, found one so far. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of aircraft flying around. There's one there ready. 747 as well. A nice little view at the top here though. I love that. Which is a nice little view of the coast of Turkey there. Look how beautiful that is. Obviously got Greece to this other side there. But yeah, it looks good. Let me pop back to the charts and have a look around for what I'm looking for, which is the NDB. Okay, so NDB for Istanbul or Atatürk is 340. So I'm going to use 340 for that. So yeah, 340. So back to the cockpit. Reduce the range here a bit. Now we're getting a lot closer now. So top of descent is just a little bit under 100 nautical miles now. And so 340 is the NDB. 340. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna use 340 NDB, which is exactly Istanbul's. I'm not gonna put on. I won't put the reminder tone. Just okay. Nice little view there of the coast. Got some nice mountain or some hills there as well. Taking a nice little left turn to the next waypoint.
Shift is 8 p.m.
Okay, so sorry, just got a announcement there, but sorry, an alarm there. Again, there's another aircraft approaching us. I think it's right about somewhere there. It's a very busy skies, this, isn't it? Aircraft does wobble a lot during cruise. It's wobbling quite a lot here. Got a bit of turbulence actually as well. But I think, yeah, PMDG need to fix the physics on the wing fluttering there a bit, because it's very, very stiff. It's not as smooth as you'd expect during cruise. Especially with the other aircrafts as well, they have a little bit better physics for it. I think probably what they've done is they're sort of just taking it directly from FSX, the FSX design model, because it has less. For example, if you see on the wing, it has loads of points of contact. So in the new sim, even in aircrafts. So you have like wind, different lines of simulating wind interaction. But in FSX, it's only just one or two, at least like one line for so it's just basic wing flex. So it's not as it's not been improved. It's not been updated yet to the FS 2020. A bit of turbulence here, but not too much. Very cloudy, especially the more inland we go. So, as you can see, top of descent is around about 90 nautical miles at the moment, probably less. Yeah, we're doing very good. Actually, yeah, that's top of descent there. So, just about there.
And hashtag 91, 52 and hashtag 93, 678, contact Natalia approach.
It's fast approaching though, so. But yeah, so as you can see, it's very cloudy this side of the world. So I could do a return flight as well, but I probably won't. Not today anyway. But everything else is good. No orange lights, nothing to worry about. Isolation valves are in off position. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this back onto auto. But yeah.
Center, Toy Air and hashtag 91, 52 and hashtag 93, 678 is passing 12,200 feet, descending 7,800 feet.
Okay. So it's just a lot of scenery watching, really. That's all you can do at the moment. Just watch. I mean, I like what they've done with the clouds, though. The problematic clouds, they're really good. Even the way they block light, and they create shadow on the ground and things like that. So they've put a lot of work into it. A lot of work into the sim. To be honest, you don't even need all that many add-ons to improve your visual quality or anything like that, because the aircraft, the sim itself just looks great as is. Yeah, so I can't wait to actually get something beefy, a beefier system. Well, obviously that's going to have to be getting a 3090. Very expensive, but yeah, I'll be getting that. then I'll also have to upgrade to a i8 or i9. Yeah, i8 or it's not i8, sorry. So an i9. I've got an i7 at the moment, but I want to go for a slightly newer generation. So i9 is going to be where I so it's just good just looking out the window and just enjoying the view and things like that. So I do enjoy this part of the sim as well. So just like enjoying how realistic it actually all looks. I mean, yes, there's a little bit of pixelation there, but it's still very good compared to anything out here at the moment. Yeah, this is even X-Plane cannot compete. But yeah, so start to actually prepare to for arrival. So let's do that. So at the moment we've got auto brakes at 2, descent platform altitude. So the altitude where we're going to be heading straight for is well, the initial one is at 28 below 20, below 28,000 feet by 6p, and then carry on descending all the way down as we sort of maneuver ourselves around this very complex approach procedure, and then all the way down to 4,000 feet before we start our final approach for runway 36. So yeah, that's sort of the approach here. So that's going to be once if there's the go around altitude for missed approach is 4,000 feet. So it's same as the platform altitude. So it's the altitude that we're going to put in to the dial. So what I'll do here is just quickly go through the steps to see what's available. I'll also include the airports as well. So where we are at the moment is heading for KFK, and we're about 26 nautical miles from KFK or KEFK. So next waypoint will be Edasa, and then shortly after Edasa we'll then be starting our descent, because top of descent is right next to it basically. So next couple of waypoints to go yet. So I'll probably say about 60 or so nautical miles from top of descent. So this is where the approach begins. So we start our decel. So where is it? So here we are. So CESP. So here it begins. MF620. And then this is sort of the whole approach procedure. So we decel between FM621 and FM622. There's a decel there. So just clicking the wrong buttons that time. So we come in, sort of work our way around, heading towards. We would head up towards the old airport. And then we start to get close, and this is where we sort of start to align ourselves with the runway at Sadik. So Sadik is the transition waypoint, and then we've got Molka, and then from Molka we sort of straight on and start our descent towards. Actually, we're going to maintain 4,000 for a fair bit. So from Molek with 5,000 feet, and then we descend to 4,000 feet for Hazara, Gunse, Keskin, and then Kesken, it should be at speed, yeah, around about 154 um, knots, and we're at by this point we're at 4,000 feet proper. And then the next waypoint is the runway. So between Kesken and well, the airport on the runway, we're gonna have to be at 154 knots, which is going to be landing speed. But I'd rather be around about 180, 170 knots, just shy of 10 nautical miles. Because after the 10 nautical mile ring there, I'll be dropping the landing gear, and obviously selecting final FOB selection. Then by 5 miles, we should be getting a clearance to actually land. And that's pretty much it. That's sort of the so coming up now to heading towards the KEFK. Well, heading actually not KEFT, but not KEFK. Okay, so EDSA is the next waypoint, and after EDSA, we'll start our descent. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's for the approach procedure. So speeds, we're looking at about 140 knots calculator speed. But we also have to add a wind, because we've got about 140, so about 14 knot winds at the moment showing on the meta. Let's double check again and refresh the page. Yep, so we've still got winds at 50 degrees and winds, 50 degrees, speed of 14 knots or 16 miles per hour. So just going past, we're going to be going past our alternate airport here, just coming up at the moment. So the airport's just about somewhere there is where our alternate airport is. I can't see it from here, although I do see a line here though, but no, it's not an airport. But the airport's somewhere around about here, so if we cannot land for whatever reason at Istanbul, then we'll be coming back and try attempting to land here as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's just about sort of informing the passengers that we are going to be setting our descent soon. 30 nautical miles, not too far, or a few minutes probably. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Easy does it. Easy. Okay, so let me bring this up here. So descent page, landing altitude has been done. Check if there's any recalls. Nope, everything is good. Okay, auto brakes, auto brakes 2. Landing minimums, that's also been set. Okay, that's Istanbul. I've done the approach briefing, and then next one's going to be the approach.
119.3 for Egypt Air Bravo, 4 Lima Golf. Istanbul Center, Egypt Air Bravo, 4 Lima Golf, flight level 340.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf, Istanbul Center. Continue to a descent as planned.
Okay, that's good. So now what we do is, put the platform altitude. So it's the altitude at which we will be descending straight to and climbing to after if we have a missed approach. So 4,000 feet. Runway heading is 357. Just double check that. Runway heading for 36. Yeah, 354 is the runway heading, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so the stream itself is still going really good, and I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, it's somewhere back there is where the alternate airport is. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be. But yeah, we're coming up now to Edessa, and then the aircraft will automatically initiate the descent. So I think it's only in the A320 that you have to initiate the descent yourself. But anyway, so we're going to be doing that. So I'll have the vertical profile shown on here. Could have it on this side as well. So yeah, I'll have that page showing that instead. Okay, I'm gonna have terrain on this page, and I'm gonna have weather information on that page. And then I'll have waypoints. So you can see there's very good. It's a very accurate terrain information here. It shows all the different hills. I love that. Not that much. It doesn't show all that much cloud information there, but that's still okay. I'm happy with that. Okay, and then we can now going to be starting our descent. So what I'll do here is I'll turn on the autopilot, sorry, the seatbelt signs, and then I'm going to request. I'm going to request for descent. Okay, decrease. So I'm going to descend all the way down. So here we are. We started our descent. Brilliant. So nice and easy. So just aircraft sort of slows that pulls down the pulls back the throttle. So I'm gonna go all the way down to 10,000 feet. 14,000 feet first, actually.
Request 14,000 feet. Descend and maintain flight level 240. Expect 14,000 feet Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
And then I don't think it'll allow us to go down to 4,000 feet, but it will probably deny it.
Request 4,000 feet.
Denied. Yeah. So let me go down to so 14. Let's go down to 10,000 feet.
Istanbul Center Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf. Request 10,000 feet.
Okay, so we'll go down to 4,000 feet, and then we should be. But all in all, the main thing here is that we've started our descent, and yeah, making good way. Okay, so nicely descending, following the vertical profile, nice and easy. And yeah, so not too high, not too low, right on the diamond there, or the magenta triangle. So fuel, as far as fuel, we've got 4 points. Let's reduce this, lower this down. So fuel, we've got 4.3 tons. We expected to have 3.7 tons once we 2.7 tons remaining. Our reserve is 2.9 tons, so we did quite good. So that's pretty much it. So I will have that legs page here, so you can follow the flight plan, but I'll also have the approach page here, and I'll keep updating it with the new speeds. So at the moment, our landing speed is 153. Okay, so that's good. 153 knots landing speed. Okay, 28,000 feet, and we should be below 28,000 feet by the time we cross Sipper, but the speed needs to be to 264. But we're gonna keep decelerating as we continue to descend. Just love the ground of the engine. It's such a delight. So far, the ATC hasn't intervened to give us instructions to approach Istanbul, but we don't need it. Just follow our flight plan as is.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf descend and maintain flight level 210. Keep speed not above 280 knots.
Descend and maintain flight level 210. Keep speed not above 280 knots. Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
Lima Golf descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Turkish 2569er, you are 88 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 3,400 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect your DME runway tree 4 left approach via static transition. Clear to static.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
And 400 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect your DME runway tree 4 left approach via static transition. Clear to static. Turkish 2569er. Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf descend and maintain 15,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 15,000 feet. Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
Okay, so we might be holding at 15,000 for a fair bit of time, but let's see how it goes. So it says here LTFM 524, 250 knots, and at or above, sorry, at 15,000 but below 16,000. Above 15, below 16, or between 15 and 16, so whichever you want to say. Then we should get our next altitude instructions shortly after.
4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect your DME runway tree 5 right approach via static transition. Clear to static.
So there's the old Atatürk, and the new airport's right up there. So it's not that far from.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect your DME runway tree 5 right approach via static transition. Clear to static. Turkish 2469er. Turkish 2569er traffic is 10 o'clock 4 miles at 16,300 feet, Boeing 737. Report them in sight. Turkish 7674 traffic
Okay, so the next one.
Maintain 10,000 feet Egypt Air Bravo.
Okay, so we've been cleared to 10,000 feet.
Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf traffic is 5 o'clock 3 miles at 15,900 feet.
So we're gonna hold at 10,000 feet, but we're gonna keep descending.
Turkish 2569er has a Boeing 737 in sight.
So I'm gonna bring the altitude back to
Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf have the Boeing 737 in sight.
maintain 10,000 feet. So I'm gonna dial that in here.
Niner traffic is 12 o'clock
10.
2 miles at 14,500 feet. Report them in sight. Turkish 7674 traffic in sight. Turkish 2469er have the traffic. Turkish 2021, you are 25 miles east. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed, not above 220 knots. Expect the RDME runway 36 approach. View static transition. Clear to static. Istanbul Center, Turkish 1486, 9,800 feet, climbing 10,000 feet. Turkish 1486, Istanbul Center, QNH, tree 0.15, continue to static as planned. Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf descend and maintain 11,000 feet. Keep speed not above 230 knots.
Yeah, that's right. So it's 11,000 feet, not.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect the RDME runway 36 approach. View static transition. Clear to static Turkish 2021.
2021. Okay, so we're gonna have to hold 11,000 feet for a fair bit of time. There's a few waypoints that we have to be at 11,000 feet at,
11,000 feet. Keep speed not above 230.
and then we'll start our descent after FM 534. So we'll continue our descent. So we're gonna hold 11,000 feet for now, but we're gonna descend quite slowly towards it. I don't know where Atatürk is, the old airport.
25 Turkish 2021.
Okay. So here we are. We're gonna hold. We're gonna hold.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf.
So we're cruising at. So we're at transition altitude. So I'm gonna set that to local, which is 1021. Okay, so we've so the what's it called, the airport winds has gone up to 15 nautical miles. It's got up to 15, so
Turkish 1486 contact. Use subway approach on 121.1. Good day. Turkish 1486.
okay, so we're in profile at the moment, and we're coming up towards the outer 20-mile ring.
Egypt Air, Bravo
which is this one here. So they are gonna keep telling us to expedite until okay. So I'm gonna follow the VP at the moment. So they say 10. So I'll dial in 10 for now, and we're gonna maintain this high speed for a bit, about 230 knots. So it's gonna be a very long approach procedure. It's gonna take a very long time.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf, please expedite your descent 10,000 feet. Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf, descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
Yeah, that's what I said. It says 11,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
So we should set 4,000 feet now.
Turkish 2835 heavy, you are 41 miles northeast.
7,000 actually, but yeah, 4,000 feet.
Such vectors, visual runway tree.
But I'll put 7,000 for now.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf, contact Yusuf's approach on 120.7.
So it's gonna be a slight mismatch here, but I don't mind. I'm just gonna continue with the aircraft calculations.
Yasilkoi approach Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf is at 10,600 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf, Yusuf's approach QNH 30.15. Continue to FM 534 and clear.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up the spoilers here. I'm gonna turn off this display as well. Just bring down the spoilers a bit so we can increase the descent rate a bit more.
Egypt Air Bravo 4 Lima Golf, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Climb and maintain
Okay, so
10,000
crossing 10,000 feet. Gonna chime, turn on the landing lights and the wing lights, and yeah, that's pretty much everything now. So I'm just gonna quickly double check everything here, and then it should be sterile cockpit procedure after here. Yeah, so okay. So yeah, so coming in now below 9,000, before 10,000 feet. We're still about 500 feet above VP, but we're making good headway. So there's Istanbul town there. Yeah, so she's gonna have to do what I say instead of doing what she thinks. Okay, so the next constraint is between 5,700 and 7,000 feet. So it's let's keep that nice and easy. So we're going to start our right turn, and then we're lining for the runway, which is somewhere around about there. So I think that's the downtown Istanbul. I'm going to set the platform altitude down to the final altitude, which is 4,000 feet. I'm going to maintain 4,000 feet. I'm going to keep it 4,000 feet. Okay, that's us. So Sadik,
Not above 220 knots. Expect ILS Zulu runway
220 knots.
static transition. Clear to static Egypt Air
There we go. So the speed should follow suit, but I'll probably just do it manually now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this manually now. Yeah, it's not dropping the speed, but I'll probably do it after we get past or after we get to Sadik. So for now, let's just
descend and maintain 5,000 feet Egypt Air Bravo. For Lima
okay. So there we go. So speed, yeah, it's doing it. It is following the flight plan, speed constraints and everything. Okay, so we've got diamond, a localizer diamond, but it's in white at the moment. So that's just popped up there. So we don't need drag at the moment. So I'm gonna arm the spoilers for now. Anyway. So yeah, that's the old Atatürk there, I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah, old Atatürk Airport. So as you can see, the NDB should be showing. Yeah, so the NDB should be showing it there, or ADF, sorry. So yeah, so we're doing right. We're doing okay. So we go over the old airport. Okay, so
descend and maintain 4,000 feet Egypt Air
so
Bravo.
that's us there now. And what I'll do here is I'll arm the localizer or the VOR once we start this right turn here. So there's an aircraft. So what I'll do here is I'll arm the localizer. And we're still doing really well. And this is Istanbul Airport, the old Atatürk. I had to put there. It's a beautiful airport to fly from. You get very nice views on the departure. So yeah, now we're coming up to 20 nautical miles away. So the speed should start to drop a bit, but it's doing good at the moment. So we're just gonna let the aircraft do everything it needs to do. So as of now, we've got the 2 diamonds, one to glide stop and one for the localizer, but they're both in white, so they're not all that ready. So shortly we should okay, 205 knots, so that's fine.
Speed not above 205 knots Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
Okay, so I should now start to get it to slow down. So I'm going to bring it down to 180. Around about 180 knots. So then let's hold on before I set first notch of flaps. So the localizer is starting to move, the needle is starting to move. So let's go to flaps 1. And then I'm gonna go flaps 2. Okay, so 17 miles out, that's good. So I'm going to maintain flaps 5.
Istanbul Tower Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf 16 miles south inbound ILS.
Now I'm going to drop the speed down to flaps 5 speed. Alright, so localizer has been captured. I can arm the approach hold, and that's pretty much it. Landing speed, we are looking at 154 is landing speed. Okay, so I'll bring the speed down to flaps 10, so 160. Flaps 10. And flaps 15. So we're going to hold flap 15s for now until the glide stop needle centers, and then we will drop the landing gear. So I've got a very good view of the airport, and okay, cabin crew, get your asses on the seats. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll turn off the auto throttle. Lob landing gear. 20. Okay, flaps 30. And about, so we're about, how long? 8 nautical miles. Then we're going to flaps 40 and landing checklist. Okay, so that's going to be the next thing. So what I'll have to do now is turn off. I should turn off the autopilot. So autopilot off. So it's a double click for autopilot. So okay, so let's
Istanbul Tower, Turkish 19er, 2011 miles south inbound for DME runway, tree 6 approach. Turkish 19er, 20 Istanbul Tower. QNH tree 0.18.044 at tree 2.
okay. Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf 1044 at tree 2. Cleared to land runway tree 6.
Alright, 5 miles out and we've been cleared to land.
Land runway tree 6 Egypt Air, Bravo, for Lima Golf.
Okay, and I've got the aircraft.
Cleared EOR DME runway tree 6 approach, Turkish 19er 20. Istanbul Tower, Turkish 1636 is going missed. Turkish 1636 contact, Yusufkot approach on 126.45. Good day. One two six decimal 425 for Turkish 1636.
So we'll try and go for a firm landing here. Not been any call outs, which is quite unfortunate, but anyway. Minimums, landing. There we go.
50, 30, 20, 10.
10, that's off. I'm landing. Reverse full. Bit of a drift there. Did not want to stay in the center there, so reverse is off. Manual braking.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf, turn next taxiway.
We can now turn off the we'll pull up the heads up display. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Welcome all to Istanbul International Airport. Landing was a little bit a little bit rough, but yeah, it's fairly windy today. Looking at 15 knots.
Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
But yeah, all in all, we stayed on the runway, and okay, we can now just retract everything, do the cleanup. So I don't know which gate we are going to be given. I'd rather pick my own, but I will ask them and see which one they'd like to give me. So landing lights off, strobe lights can come off as well, wing lights can come off, logo lights and all that stay on, landing lights off. We can now turn on the APU. So APU on, and we'll go to the top here. So all that is done. Yeah, okay, so the cleanup is complete. After takeoff, after landing, checklist is complete. So I'll just keep the Chronos running a little bit longer, because but anyway, so let's request a tune to ground. I have no idea. Tune ground. I don't know. I'll just go for this one. I'm gonna go for gate.
Ground Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf request taxi to the gate.
Egypt Air, Bravo 4 Lima Golf taxi to gate Delta 5 via taxiway Foxtrot 7.
Okay, so I've been given Delta 5.
Tango 9er, November 1 Tango 5 Tango 6.
Okay, so Delta 5.
Taxi to gate Delta 5 via taxiway Foxtrot 7 November, Tree Tango 11 November, 2 Tango 9er November, 1 Tango 5 Tango, 6 Egypt Air Bravo for Lima Golf.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop here, or at least let it slow down a bit while I find out where I'm meant to be parked. So been given Delta 5 or D5, get D5. So D5 is actually, yeah, it's in the new terminal, and it's one of the it's in the center pier. Okay. So D5, wait a minute. So D5 is around about there. So I'm going to give way to that Turkish airline A321. So just going to give way to them and let them. So let me see how, if it's gonna. Okay, so we've been cleared. Let's keep moving forward. So F7 N3. So N3 is this one. N3 then T11. So November 3. It's gonna be here, and then on to November 2 after T11. and then November 1. Okay. So it's gonna be T9. So it's November 3. And we're looking for November 2. So it's November 2 here. Okay, so we're going over there, and so after N1 we're looking for Tango 5 and 6. So this is going to be Tango 9 here, and this is where we join November 2 or taxiway N2. So it's very easy to get along. It's very easy to get around this this airport. Got Big Bird there, Ethiopian Airlines. Supposedly it's meant to be the biggest airport in the world at the moment. Anyway, of course there's a lot of ground crew just sort of moving about doing God knows what. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll turn off the runway turn off lights. APU is connected. I'll transfer onto APU power now. Okay, and now we're looking for November 1. November 1 is coming up here. Oh, Tango, sorry. So we're in November 1. So we're looking for Tango 5 and Tango 6. But here we are anyway. Let's slow down a bit here. So it doesn't seem like there's anyone coming out. So we'll do fine. Just and we're looking for Delta. Looking for Delta 5. So Delta 14. Oh yeah, forgot to turn the flight directors off. So we're looking for Delta 5, but the look of it, it's Charlie. So where is the Delta? So it's Bravo there. It's Charlie. So Delta 5 is right at the end here. Okay, here's Delta 5 here. So let's start to slow down, and I'll turn off the taxi lights. Nice and easy here. Nothing to stress too much about. And easy does it. Nice and easy. There we go. Okay. So at the moment, the taxi guides are not available yet. So okay, and just like that. Just make sure we're not moving. Yeah, engine 1 and 2 off, and yeah, welcome to New Istanbul Airport. Yeah, it's quite good. Let me turn off the seatbelt signs here. Turn off the fuel pumps. Actually, we need the fuel pumps still for the APU, and we're gonna have to wait for ground power. Okay. Turn off the window heat and the probe heats, and then turn off the electronic 1 and electronic 2 hydraulics. Everything else should be fine. And let's get some services on. So first things first, I'm going to put the wheel chocks on. We're going to request ground power, and then while that's doing that, we can now so I don't know why there's a jetway inhibitor here. Yeah, I don't know why jetway inhibitor is off. Okay, let me see if that's fixed it. So no, we still have jetway inhibitor. So why is it not so we have car. Okay, let me see. So yeah, so let's get the jetway. Request jetway. Okay, so while that's doing that, we can then now request ground power to be connected, and then just gonna wait for that blue light to come. Turn that on, and APU can go off, and with that, anti-collision lights can come off. And then now I can turn off the fuel pumps. And that's pretty much it. That's how you do that. Let's continue to get all these ground services connected. Okay, so I don't need fuel yet. Jetway inhibit. So yeah, so you can actually do it without having to well, that's fine. Let me see if the door's open. Nope, it's not open, so I'm going to open the front door. Back to services. So we can now request yeah, we're going to request all these to arrive. 0 and 0 here, and then jetway we're gonna put 0, and we're gonna start to deboard. So now that the door's open, we'll wait for the back door, for the stairs at the back to be open, and then once it is now, we can just start to deboard. And we're going to wait for these to connect before we do anything else. So what I'll do now is I'll go to the back, and then I will take a nice little stroll outside. So pretty much, yeah, we have started to deboard. So at the moment I'm actually watching the stream. It's very far back. At the moment it's still showing the final approach, but it's better than it's ever been. So I seem to be a little bit stuck here. So it's not moving forward as I'd like. So I don't know what's happening here. Is that drone speed? And there, that's pretty much it. I'll sort of leave it here for a bit while I'll keep an eye on this stream, because we're on a touchdown at the moment, which wasn't very good. Well, I mean, the touchdown was good, but it's just the roll sort of started drifting too far to the right. Okay, so with that, you can call it. We'll start to unload the cargo now. So there's 70 passengers still left on the aircraft. Okay, there's still 40 passengers.